going on?
Good morning. Welcome to the Pew. We're going to talk about questions from readers.
Questions. Okay. You want me to read them or do you want me to? Yes. I'll read them and you answer.
Read them.
Okay. Hannah wants to know if our neighbors know who I am.
I would say that the drag queen that used to bartend in the back chapel of Limelight,
Olympia,
knows who he is because he lives downstairs from us.
But also, there is a neighbor that maybe you don't know about this. I think you do. The first day that I moved in, when I didn't know how to use my cell phone, and she was out in the hallway, and I asked her how to use this, and she was like, because it was ringing, and I was like, how do I answer this? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I said, I can't answer this phone.
Right, it's like that Martian that comes from another planet and doesn't know how to use the phone.
I think she thought something weird was up or whatever, and then I think she said something to Igor about, yes, when Igor and I were carrying in some of my paintings one day, she looked at the paintings and Igor said something like, do you know who this is or whatever? She said, yeah, I know. So yeah, some of the neighbors do know.
So some of the neighbors know.
Some of the neighbors know. Okay. Okay. What was Lindsay wants to know what Leigh Bowery was like in person.
He was very quiet sometimes because you would talk to him, even in the club. He didn't seem to talk a lot.
He was extreme. Okay,
I thought that was because he was really high when he was in the clubs. Because I did see him do lots of drugs.
He did lots of drugs. In a nightclub, he was extremely superficial, but I mean, like superficial to the point of it being a satire of superficiality. I mean,
right? He would just say the most aloof, off-the-wall things that you would say something to him, and then his response would have nothing to do with what you just said.
Or it would be such a wildly extravagant compliment that you would not know whether he's being sarcastic or not. I mean, it was, But when he was not in a nightclub, like in the daytime when we were planning things and on the phone and stuff, he was very businesslike and extremely British polite and cheap.
Yeah, I remember he came over to our house for dinner at least once, if not twice.
And he was
very charming. And
but he was
fun.
Yeah, he was fun. But in the daytime, it was funny because he would put all of his time and effort into his nighttime look, and his daytime look was often and Lady Bunny, I think, is the one who said that he looked like a Benny Hill version of a child molester because he would wear this weird gray wig and two pairs of shoes, like sneakers and side sandals or something, and this weird purple polyester pants and just really weird.
Yeah, he did look like Benny Hill.
Yes. Okay. Also now, Jeremy Dolce wants to know what we think of poor Amanda Bynes, the Amanda Bynes situation, and I think Ernie has a little something to say about that.
Well, we were actually at a party, and Amanda Bynes shows up at the party after we left, and I was just thinking, whenever you're pulled over for DUI...
Wait a minute. She not only showed up, I
don't remember what happened after she showed up. I don't remember that part of the story.
Okay, well then I guess I don't either.
Let's just say she was pleasantly primed for a party.
She was also feeling very special.
And not very communicative. Even though she didn't really know that. I don't think she knew the host. Or anyone at the party.
I don't think she knew it herself.
Somehow she just found the party.
I don't think she knew herself at the party.
But I'm thinking, how drunk do you have to be to get pulled over? Because I've driven drunk so many times, I've never been pulled over by the police. Ever.
I don't know how to drive.
And the one time maybe 5 months ago that I was pulled over by the police on suspicion of drunk driving.
Oh, right.
I wasn't drunk.
Because of the way he was dressed up.
Right, I was wearing some crazy wig
and
makeup, and then the cop saw me take my wig off inside the car and thought, okay, that person must be drunk.
Right, or on drugs.
And I really wasn't on either that night. I think I was coming from Kay Von Zand's Dorian Gray party.
Oh my God. Keoki used to drive home drunk and high all the time from club. I don't know how we're not all dead.
I'm not endorsing doing that.
I don't know how we're not all dead. I mean,
it's a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. But
no one should do it.
No. But this one night we were coming home from area, and it was me and Keoki and 3 other people, and Keoki had this tiny little Volkswagen Beetle. And we were all on ecstasy, and it was a blizzard. and there were too many people in the car, I suppose, and it was blizzarding, and we were going on the West Side Highway Bridge, and going probably speeding, and the tire exploded, and we went like spinning, like out of control, and like crashing into the guardrail, all high on ecstasy, and like Keoki had to get out of the car in the middle of the blizzard and change the tire, and he took the old tire. We were all still in the car. We wouldn't get out of the car. We were in the car. He was jacking up the car, and he took off the old tire and put back on the old tire because he was so high. And I don't know how we made it home alive. I mean, like, and this kind of thing happened, often.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
I'll say that having been the designated driver for years because I have a car,
Ernie
it's really spared me from drink. Like I almost never drink when I go out.
Ernie is often the designated driver.
So on that note, be safe.
Goodbye.